welcome back to Outdoor Exploration. Today is our Friday chick update. So I'm standing in this little corner of our back garden where my husband Marcus is in the process of getting ready to build the second chicken coop. We figure we need two. One to be the main coop. This will be still rat and vermin proof, but smaller, simpler, and it is going to be the rooster jail, we're calling it. So, you know, as the roosters grow up and start fighting each other, we can break up fights by moving some in here, and the chickens that we end up eating will probably be separated off from the others eventually and live in here. And also, hopefully, next spring we'll have a broody hen or two, and when they're having their chicks they can come and have this little space for themselves. So this is this triangle bed here is getting moved somewhere else, and this whole area will become their secondary run. It's not as big as the other, but we'll be able to expand it with movable fences and things like that. And this right here where they're working on taking out these sword ferns and rocks is going to be another smaller, like 4x4 or 4x5 raised little coop. Yeah, so having said that, I'm sure you would like to see the chicks. Today you get to watch my daughter Rhiannon building an extension for their brooder. So their brooder is really the bottom of her closet in her bedroom, which she was working on redecorating just before we got the chicks, and we decided to sacrifice her room to be a chick room until they can move out of there. She's sleeping in the attic. The chicks are sleeping in her bedroom, and they were already a little bit cramped in their little closet space, so she has to build an extension. So you'll see that, and then I will show you the chicks.
Oh dang, I gotta screw these from the other side. That works. I did it.
Go home on a vacation. So here we are. I'm going to do some little introductions if I can, and you can see they're all starting to get their feathers, some more than others. This is one of our cream leg bar pullets. So the cream leg bars are auto-sexing, and that's how we know this one is a female. Pullet means she's going to be a hen one day. Hello, what are you doing? And if you look, woo, where are you going? She's getting her wings already, so you can't, woo, come here, I don't want you to fall. Can't see very much, but she did have these chipmunk stripes on her down there. And, whoa, careful. If you look very closely, hopefully you can see just the beginnings of her teeny weeny tail feathers at the back there. What are you doing? And those chipmunk stripes are the reason we know that she's female. We have her brother also, and her sister. Her brother is down there with, he has a little white patch on his head and no chipmunk stripes. So we like to know that she's a pullet because it means we know we're keeping her. And so yeah, that's her. She doesn't have a name yet. Come here, I'll let you back in. But one day, presumably, she'll get one. Hey, that's all right. It's all right. You're going to turn around? So this is Fluffy Face. She kind of developed a name, but presumably she'll get a better one. And we're calling them all she's at the moment, because that seems more hopeful, and we'll just see how many are actually hens. But see her puffy face. She has these enormous down puffs on her cheeks. No, I don't want you to fall. Don't fall, please. She looks like the perfect little cartoon chick. Would you like to go back? Okay, you can go back. There you go. Oops. And let me see if I can find the big one. We'll be fine. Just a minute, wipe my feet off. Okay. This is the biggest one, and she always has been. And we have no idea why, whether she's a couple days older or not, but her feathers aren't developing faster than all the rest. So we kind of think she's just enormous. We're pretty sure that she is an Australorp because the breeder marked her chest with a bit of blue. Otherwise, I would have assumed she was a Jersey Giant because she's so big. But she happens to be the loveliest of all these chickens at the moment. For most of the time we've had her, she basically goes around supervising. Sometimes she sits on top of the little table heater we have and watches everybody. And if there's ever a fight, she'll jump in the middle of it or just walk in carefully and separate people up. In fact, that little Fluffy Face has a little feather that, careful, don't fall, that sticks up in front of her eye. And this one was going very, very carefully yesterday to see if she could peck it out of the way. You want to go back? Okay, here you go. Go back to your family. So hopefully she'll either become a very beautiful, watchful rooster or a nice, hopefully maybe broody mother one day. And I'm not going to pick too many more up now because I don't want to bother them all too much, but you see the pale gray ones back there. I think those are all 3 Swedish flower hens, which is an extremely rare breed from Sweden that apparently was rediscovered recently. Well, a bunch of years ago, but semi-recently. And all these tiny little brown ones, I mean they're smaller than the rest, are chocolate Orpingtons, who are, I have 10 of them here, and they are a day younger than all the rest, but they also seem to develop a little more slowly. You can see a bunch of them have their little tail feathers starting to wiggle back and forth, and those chocolates don't really yet. They're still mostly down with a few little wing feathers. So at the moment, we're doing newspaper with some shavings on the ground because it's easy to change and we can throw it in the garden later. They have their little table heater, which we've already raised up, but some of them are just too big for it, mainly the big one. We have these little chick feeders, which they use. They do scrabble a lot of the feed out on the floor, but anyway. And we have our waterers. That one's getting empty actually, but we raised them up, which keeps them from jumping in and getting all kinds of poop and litter in there. So, and our light, of course. And these little roosts, they really don't seem to use them. I think that they might be too big for their feet, so we might have to make some little skinnier ones for now and eventually raise those up higher. They do like to hop up on their little table heater and sleep with their heads hanging off, which is a bit disturbing to see, but it's cute also. So one of the loveliest things is how much my parents' dog loves the chickens. We're calling them chickens for her so that she, you know, just associates the same word as they get older. So she comes in and sometimes she makes this really cute scrunchy face while she looks at them. So Rhiannon actually made this extension to their brooder adjustable so that we can, it has a lower piece of plywood you can see sticking out there, so we can pull it out, hopefully without terrifying the chicks too much, and make a little window for the dog to look in. All right. call her. So this is Kalea, my parents' golden retriever, who lives on the property here, and she comes by at least once a day to visit. Kalea, come. Come see the chickens. Come on. Can you see the chickens? There they are. Good girl. Okay, sit. Sit. Kalea, sit. I know you're distracted. Sit. Thank you. She just loves to look at them. Hopefully you will become a nice guard dog for them. Well, there's Fluffy Face looking at you. So, I think that's it for this week. And we'll see you next week with more outdoor explorations that are not about chicks. And more chicks next Friday. See you then. Happy exploring.